I'm gonna show the world that I didn't button everything, but I can do this. Your passion doesn't have to be your full-time thing. You don't have to be good at it, right? But I feel
You
like
are good at it.
Yes, hopefully. Aligning in the universe, oh my goodness. When my parents found out that I was doing drag, I would say, right, at least I'm ashamed of this. And I would say that at least I'm not transgender. I'm very ashamed of it because now I am.
And I also see sorry, I'm like getting a bit emotional.
No, my God,
because, like,
please.
hello everyone! Today I have Opera Tang with me.
Thank you for having me. I'm on the Brander Show. What do you call this?
We don't really have a name yet.
The Brander Show.
If you don't know, Opera Tang is a Singaporean drag queen. She's actually one of my favorites because she does a lot of like very interesting, beautiful looks. It's giving like Asian beauty with a twist.
Yeah.
And you also do death-defying stunts.
Yeah.
I remember seeing you, was it Taiwan Pride?
Yes, it was
You
Taiwan.
literally dropped from a ceiling.
Yeah, like 2.5 stories. Yeah.
You're joking!
Yeah, I
Into
don't
a
know.
split, isn't it?
It was supposed to be into a split, and then it was like a parkour back roll thing.
Oh
Yeah,
my
very
God.
Michelle Yeoh.
And then you just like sprang back up like a spring chicken.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
So we're here to like find out more about how you feel growing up queer and like your drag persona and how your life has been transformed thus far. So let's start with you growing up queer. So how old were you, or like when did you have the first inkling that you were like a little bit different from everyone else?
I've always played with Barbies. I've never stopped loving Barbies. And the female silhouette, the long hair, everything feminine. I would like to say, and my grandma would like to say, that I play with the Barbies better than my sister. And I would go to Toys R Us or Kitty Palace with my parents, right? And then we were getting the Barbies off the shelf, like the Mariposa, whatever, and tell my sister to get this. So like, tell mommy to buy this. And yeah, so I had like strategy to get like the toys I wanted because I knew that I wasn't supposed to get them. But yeah, it's quite sad, but also it teaches you skills, I feel.
How old were you then?
Early primary school and late kindergarten, I guess. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. So
strategy
exactly. So plotting already since then. The gay agenda starts from young. I've always been like drawn and inherently feminine. So people would tell me I'm gay and sissy before I identified with those terms. So those were derogatory and everything that like threw me down a path of like self-loathing and stuff like that. But that slowly unraveled, thankfully. The way I walked also was ridiculed by my dad, my other guys. I would say like batok tose, which is like I would sway my hips and like I'm literally just serving, you know.
What do you identify as?
I would say I'm more queer now than I've ever been in my entire life, and I identify with that term now more so than in the past because I am more comfortable with who I am now. Previous identification was cis gay male, Gale, twink, so that was, and confused. So now I'm just queer, whatever this is.
I see. Is your family supportive of you exploring like your queer identity?
No, I grew up in quite a staunch Catholic family, like 4 generations of Catholicism. We also grew up Peranakan, which is actually, I think it's a very, very personal thing. So my grandmother is totally supportive of me, but my dad, no, he wasn't at the side. He was like totally no gay, like he was very homophobic, very maybe transphobic, I'm not so sure, but when I first came out to him, he was quite, I would say, hostile to me coming out, and he said I was a disappointment to him, and he asked me to get on his side. And there was a lot of crying, shouting, whatever, but the next day he told me that he loves me and he would support me. So he supported me financially throughout my education. I still live with my parents right now. He hasn't kicked me out, and I feel very privileged for that. He has, I think, come a long way. So he invited my boyfriend to a family trip this year in January, and also maybe next year to Chinese New Year reunion dinner. Yeah.
Oh, that's an approval.
That's a like.
That's a bring your friend. That's good enough.
Yes, that's like peak. Like, when are you gonna get married? And okay, I don't care if it's a boy or girl anymore. Yeah.
Gosh, love it. So you do have a boyfriend. How long have y'all been together?
We met 2022, like the 1st of January. He messaged me on the 31st to go on a date.
Oh.
Yeah, I like to keep this on record because he likes to think that I'm the one who made the first move, but no.
Is this the same guy on the Baby Queen film?
Yes.
So your boyfriend already knew that you were doing drag?
Yes, and he's very supportive. Actually, he told me from the start that he likes femboys. You know, even within the gay community, there's so much misogyny, right? And like looking down upon like feminine traits. That's why I feel like a lot of people don't come out and saying that they actually are very supportive and are attracted to femininity. I think maybe it's just a negative feedback cycle where people just like manly stuff, and then it's a whole internalized misogyny thing. But yeah, anyways, that's a whole nother topic. All in all, yes, he likes me for who I am lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's so interesting that you bring that up, because I feel like in the queer women community, femininity isn't necessarily celebrated either. Like you would think that in like
the
a gay,
opposite,
yeah,
right?
right. Masc women, like masculine women, always almost get the advantage because they are maybe a little bit rarer, like a rarer Pokemon.
Oh, really?
That's what I think. Like they tend to get more dating opportunities.
I would think there are more butches than there are like lipstick lesbians.
That's what I thought too.
Is that a derogatory term?
No, I think that's okay.
Yeah,
So I think that like there's been a lot of talk about a masc shortage.
Oh, okay.
And how nobody really appreciates like high femme lesbians. Yeah, like super feminine, or like, I mean, bi erasure is another thing, right? Where like bisexual women are automatically just like no.
Well, what do they call them?
Masks, I guess.
Masks. Like.
Or like androgynous. So there's a spectrum, right?
Right.
You've got, like,
but I think there's one that's just specifically for black masc.
Oh, studs.
Studs. Oh,
yeah,
right. Okay.
But they only apply to
they confuse me.
Masculine lesbians.
Right. Does that make me bi? Because
like, you think they're cute?
Because I'm attracted to their masculinity.
I see.
Yeah, right. So I'm just like, I'm just queer now. I'm not gay.
I kind of love it.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like open to humanity, I guess.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So what pronouns do you use? Like, what should we be using when we refer to you?
Yeah, I mean, in drag, I'm actually not really a sticker for pronouns. That's my personal experience. But as long as you refer to me respectfully, she, her, they, them is okay. He, him, and out of drag is okay too, but not preferred. But I'm not really irked by it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because language is a construct, and like in other languages, like in Malay, dia is literally one pronoun for all genders, right? But my voice reminds people, and I'm okay with it.
I love it. I think you're just like you have a very smooth, like soft-spoken sort of tone.
Yes, I'm an introvert actually. Really.
Wait, so how did an introvert get into drag?
Right. Yeah, I know. I think also because of the pandemic, right? I was like, if I'm gonna die from this COVID thing, I'm gonna die from like being a fabulous drag queen. Yeah, I started off with like the social medias. Oh my god, it sounded like a freaking millennial. The social medias.
The Instagram.
The Instagrams and the TikToks. So I didn't really have a drag mother, so I just like put myself out there. And
so you watched like online tutorials?
Yes.
So your first ever time being out in drag, when was it?
2020, Pink Dot. I put my marketing hat on. I was like, okay, how can I reach the most people, the most gays? And I was like, I went to Red Hill MRT and I took photos to do my makeup at my friend's place. And I put on everything. I didn't even tuck. And this crunchy ass wig, just this
hey, everyone starts somewhere.
Yeah, semblance of a vision of a thing. Yeah, I thought the security guard when I was there taking pictures was going to come up to me to like tell me to get out there, but they came up to me saying like, hey, you can't take pictures when there are waves of people coming in. It's just for your safety and for everyone else's. And also, this is the best place to take pictures.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh my god, ally. But yeah, but also I felt so. I thought people were gonna like snatch off my wig, like call me out, shout at me, but actually people were trying to help me. Yeah, so I felt like that was so nice, and that really encouraged me to like do more. There was a lot of work to do lah, but yeah.
I find it hard to believe because like I've just seen you
if you scroll back all the way on Instagram, yes, you'll see some like the janky Red Hill picture. I would never delete that because that reminds me of the time where I first like took the courage. I was shaking, and my mouth was like I couldn't emote.
And then so you just kept on doing it since then?
Yes, I think this is just this drive in me to like put out this side of me that I was trying to suppress all my life. My drag is a love letter to my younger self. I would say it's like my queer puberty. I wasn't celebrated for my femininity, and now I'm trying to make it my own and like to take charge of that.
Did you already decide on what your aesthetic was gonna be? Because you do have a very distinctive like aesthetic where you really highlight and celebrate your culture and heritage, like with different like Asian inspired outfits and looks.
Yeah, so it's like a double whammy. I also suppressed my liking and loving my cultural identity growing up. So like I'm Chinese Peranakan, Singaporean, and I grew up very like, I would say whitewashed because I grew up on like tweenies, Barney, hi-fi, very like Western media. I reconciled with both my femininity and also my cultural roots through drag. So I would say it's my celebration, my homage to Chinese opera because it's a very high art form, right? It's inherently very draggy. If anyone says like, what I'm doing is 不传统, not traditional. This is tradition, girl.
So what was like the most like defining moment in your drag career that made you go like, oh, this is what it's all about. This is what life is about.
When the checks start rolling in, of course, as a Singaporean, you need to be sustainable, right? It's not all about money, right? It's about also supporting yourself and my family members, right?
Of course.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, and I love it. I might as well just take the plunge, and come August it'll be 2 years doing drag full time.
Wow.
Yeah. Exclusively, not like just performing, but also like sharing my experience on social media, behind the scenes. My grandmother plays a very big role in my drag. This whole thing, this costume, was made by my grandmother. Designed by me, constructed mostly by my grandmother because then I didn't know crap about like sewing yet. Yeah, so that was the aha moment. Like everything aligned and people recognized my work and my story. It's nice that people see me, you know, and celebrate you for what people have been denouncing and putting you down for the most of your life. Yeah. I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry. The thing that brought me into it, like just do it full time, was because I got retrenched after the pandemic. Right, I actually got a tech job, like a lot of people did during the pandemic, because like they were hiring a lot, and then after the pandemic, everyone was like mass retrenchment. So the whole of the Asia office got retrenched. Yeah. So, but because I was in tech, I was able to save up at least a year's worth of like expenses, and then I was like, okay, let me just do this full time.
I do know that some people feel very differently about taking their passion and making it into a full-time job. So do you feel like it takes away from the joy of doing drag, or do you like perhaps feel like it's actually better because then you're not distracted by another full-time job and you can do more, like make more bold decisions and just really see where it will take you?
Your passion doesn't have to be your full-time thing. It can be like your stress relief, your maker of joy, right? You don't have to be good at it, right? But I feel
You
like
are good at it.
Yes. Hopefully you will think that I'm good at it. My passion, talent also, the environment, the context that I'm in, like my family, the current needs align. So I was like, oh, okay, I see an opportunity. So, but that doesn't happen for everyone. Everyone's not privileged to maybe have the financial support from their family or like have the current context of their life circumstances to pursue their passion as their professional job, right? Not like us.
Yeah.
So
we are so lucky.
Yeah, we
I'm
are
very happy to be living in this generation.
Exactly. And like people can live through our experiences also, and they find joy in our experience.
How does your family feel about you making drag your full-time career? Like I remember you mentioned that your dad wasn't like super happy with it. Has he ever come to one of your shows?
That's a good question. That's a good question. My mom definitely, my aunt, my grandma definitely. But my dad, I'm not too sure. I'm not so sure whether he is ready to confront his firstborn son performing pussy popping right on stage. Yeah, but
Serving cunt.
yeah, serving cunt. That's something I should ask my dad to come watch the show.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's your like ultimate goal with drag? Like what do you want to achieve?
Oh, what is the gay agenda? I feel like my drag and my out of drag self, that is a very big gray area now, which is a big no-no for Singaporeans. But I'm living in that liminal space, and I'm loving it because it's where queerness thrives, right? All these queer emotions of like having your family not accept you, but then trying to pursue your passion, but then also trying to find the balance between that. So yeah, drag is not just about nightlife, right? You can see drag in community clubs, you can see drag in libraries, and also at old folks' homes. Like we give back to the community also and bring joy, not just to pussy popping on stage in bars, you know. What the ultimate goal is, I think, is to celebrate living in this grey. No. I want queer rights, I want trans rights, I want equal housing, equal marriage for all people, regardless of their gender. Thank you.
I find it very interesting that you're talking about enjoying being in a liminal space, because I think that's where a lot of the discomfort comes from. Like people get upset with queer people because they don't know how to categorize them.
Yes,
and they
exactly.
feel uncomfortable with that. Did you always feel comfortable living in this like liminal space, this fluid space where you feel like your gender doesn't have to be something that you need to figure out right now?
I've only become comfortable the more I do drag. Drag is already the extreme, right? You take yourself to the extreme in the sense of like fashion, clothing, femininity, gender expression. Since I go that far already, can't I just take a pinch of that and put it in my daily life? So I feel like drag really opened up that side of me. If not, I'll just be still in my lane of like, wearing boy oversized clothes and all that. I totally don't wear anything.
Did you used to do that?
Yeah, I know, right? It's so gross. I know, that's why I don't post on my boy Instagram anymore. I had to buy like a new wardrobe because I felt like my old wardrobe didn't like align with me anymore. Slowly but surely. And sometimes I also wear some of my drag stuff. So yeah, I think drag really gave me that push to like be okay with this queerness. Yeah, this persona that I created for myself is I am becoming that person. And I don't know whether this persona was already in me from the start and I just let her loose. It's very grey now for me. Your house is giving me so much to look at. I love it.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah, I love it. All the yarns. I used to like knit. I didn't crochet when I was younger. Yeah, so I taught myself to knit and before I taught myself to sew.
Your grandma has always been a seamstress.
Yes, she taught herself to sew, I think, mid-teens, like 16 years old. She got her first job when she was 19. Yeah, and then she worked for her cousin who had like a textile fashion business at Orchard Road. She told me she did like graduation gowns, kabayas, cheongsams, yeah. And she made a few cheongsams for our ex Prime Minister's wife.
Wow.
Yeah, Lee Kuan Yew's wife. I'm not so sure what her name is. Damn it.
How old is Ama?
She is 94. I think, yeah, she turned 94 recently.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we just went to Medan to visit her extended family in Sumatra. And yeah, and also celebrated it in Singapore, yeah, with the whole family. Yeah. She is gonna live past 100.
100%.
Yes, 100%.
And she's always been supportive of you.
Yeah, so I feel like it's like a quiet kind of support. It's unconditional love. The way she supports all her other grandchildren, she supports me the same or even more because I love fashion also, and I'm the only grandchild that kind of followed this line of work that she loves so much, right? I'm very privileged to have my grandmother there teaching me how to sew, constructing garments, patterning, all that kind of thing, yeah. My grandmother's house, I could be myself more. I could, I would say, play tea parties in the middle of the living room with towels around my waist, like a towel like wrapped out on my head to pretend it was like long hair, right? And she had no qualms about it. She just played along. The only thing that I didn't like was that she didn't make me a dress when I was younger. So this is also her compensation for all those years.
So your Ama is actually your dad's mom?
My mom's mom.
Oh, your mom's mom.
So we are half Peranakan on both sides.
I see. Did you learn how to sew because of drag? Oh.
Yeah, I knew how to like construct garments from knitting for my Barbie dolls, right? So I knew how to like gather the loop, like stitches so that I could like make a circle skirt, simple stuff for my my Barbies. Only after I started like sketching stuff and like ideas that came to mind, like that was quite clear. Like for example, the Singapore Girl one, this one, the Dragon Playground one.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, I see a silhouette, I draw it out, and I consult my grandmother. She's always there. Yeah, she helped me realize my vision. Yeah.
Does she enjoy helping you? I'm sure,
I would
right?
think so, yes. And
they're so like creative.
Yeah, and also for me, I would also like to pacify my thoughts of like exploiting my grandmother in the sense that it helps like jog her brain and like
100%.
Yeah, exactly, and it like prevents dementia. Yeah, and all those like it engages the mind lah. So this is her mahjong.
I see. And then also now she's like a famous internet superstar.
Yeah, she is.
At the age of 94.
Exactly, and when we go out to the malls and stuff in public, like people recognize us. I'm like, she's the one who's she's extroverted actually. She's the one who does the talking, and I'm like, this is my grandmother. God. Yeah, I love. So sometimes I use her as a shield in that sense.
So she's very happy.
Yeah, she loves the attention. Oh. Yeah, like total opposite of me. No imposter syndrome, no nothing.
She's like, hello, been waiting.
Yeah, exactly. You want a picture? Yeah, okay.
Oh my god, she's damn cute.
Yeah, so next time I can introduce you to her.
Okay.
Like her famous dry laksa.
Oh my god, I would love that.
If you saw it, I think you saw it in the film that it was like.
Yeah, I remember. You were helping prep also, weren't you?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna come over for some dry laksa.
Yes, can. You and your partner, me and my partner, we just chill, kiki.
Yay! That sounds so good. Do you feel closer to your ama than ever? Or have you all just always been this close and then now the world's just finding out about it?
Yeah, I would think it's a mixture of both, but we've gotten more close because I'm forced to interact with her to learn how to do stuff, right? But she's always been a figure in my life. During school holidays, right, I would go over to her place maybe for a month just to stay with her.
Wow.
Yeah, the whole of June and December. But now that she lives with us more, then I'll just have her every day. One thing is just that I'm just noting that she is now much older and she has to go around with like a rollator, a moving walker. Yeah, and her hearing is also a bit deteriorating. I have to bring her to doctor and stuff like that. So I have to be more conscious of the fact that she is old. And I feel like it's in me, my duty to take care of her, as it is, she finds joy in her duty of taking care and cooking and sewing clothes for her grandchildren, that kind of thing.
Was she always like the first time you went to her and you were like, I want to do this? Did she get it immediately, or was she like, okay, sure, like I'll just help you with it?
Yeah,
because she seems like the most supportive and the most chill about the whole drag thing, right?
Yeah, I didn't really have like second thoughts about it. Yeah, she is, and because I could just approach her and talk to her about anything.
Wow.
And I was like, I want to wear this, like, I want to do this thing, I want to modify this, deconstruct it because it's easier rather than making it from scratch. And she's like, yeah, you can do this, and then this is how you should do it. Yeah, so I never really had second thoughts about it. That in itself is also a privilege. But yeah.
Well, it's a miracle.
Yeah, it is.
Especially between like, I mean, you would think like you and your parents, there's already a generation gap, right?
Yeah.
You and Ama like would have had even
more,
wider of a gap.
Yeah.
And she's just always just been like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm very blessed.
When was it that you made your first outfit?
It was a Dragon Playground costume, maybe. Yeah.
That's a big first project.
Yeah, it looks complicated, but I just put a lot of embellishments on it. It's a very simple construction. I lie, because the shots in that costume were made by my grandmother. Yeah, so most of it was done by me. Yeah.
Wow, how long did it take?
Less than 2 weeks. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. First step is inspiration, costume ideas, reimaginations of like what I've done before, or like iconic Singapore motifs, icons, and then I can put it into a garment. And then I draw it out on my iPad, and then I let my grandmother see it, and I go about doing it, make the patterns. Sometimes I need my grandma's help there also. And then I just source the fabrics.
Do you go in person to like feel the fabrics and buy the fabrics, or do you order them online?
So it depends. So like specialty fabrics, I have to order them online because Singapore doesn't have a lot.
Like what are specialty fabrics?
Fur with scales on them. So like
with scales?
Yeah, so like the Snake brand prickly heat powder, right? Like the inner costume, that kind like dragony, crocodile-looking fabric was got online. So constructing garment and then wearing it and then performing it. Yeah, the whole time just film everything.
Do you feel like your drag is more creating and serving looks, or do you feel like it's more performance? Do you still perform regularly?
Yes, I do still perform. I just literally had 2 gigs over the weekend.
Oh shit, we need to go and watch it.
Yeah, come to Crunch, Qrunch at Mondrian. I think they're going to make it a monthly thing.
Oh.
It's basically a drag brunch and lots of performers, lots of good food, a great time. I also perform at House of Heels. Very fortunate to have all these like international gigs. The dichotomy for me, it's not that drag and my out of drag self are different. It's that my social media self and my performance self is a bit different.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because I don't really see you post videos of your performance.
Exactly. So you see them on my stories, but they're not that permanent unless I put them in my highlights, right? So yeah, so I feel like there's a different story that I want to tell on social media. Does that gel with? Can also lah. I mean,
I feel like we have complexities.
Yes, exactly.
So you are a pussy popper, or are you an artistic? Like are we
it depends.
like?
So like sometimes, and during my artistic, whatever that may be, drag performances, I always cry on stage because it's so like emotional and like deeply connected to my
like your
life.
soul.
Yeah, my soul. Yeah, I just let it flow. That's another way where I get inspiration is through songs also that I really connect with. And those songs are never like pussy popping songs. So it's like my drag also, within this dichotomy, there's also another divide there in the sense that I can do like full out, just shut my brain off, just do flips, splits, kicks. And also like one where I really tap deep within my soul and like show it to the world, you know, in that sense, and just like cry. It's like my therapy, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah, so for example, I'm not a girl, not yet a woman.
Oh.
Yeah, because I relate to it as someone who identifies as non-binary and trans, right? Yeah.
Christina Aguilera?
No, Britney Spears.
Oh my God.
I am leaving.
Oh my God.
I am leaving. Not kidding. You're neither here nor there. It's literally the liminal space song. All I need is time, a moment that is mine. I'm caught in between, right?
Oh.
So it's very like, but I make it more campy and theatrical because I put on all these body parts like the breasts, the hips, the penis, the vulva and everything, because I rip everything off. I make plushies out of them and they're all like bedazzled and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is why I don't put it on my social media, because it's very like, it's very like, it's not sexualized. It's this very soft approach to it, and it's very meaningful also, I feel. And it's also campy and stupid at the same time. I rip all these body parts because like these things don't make you a woman, right? It's all, oh my God. Yeah, these things don't make you, what makes you you is your brain and your soul, yeah. So I rip it off all on stage, and every time I do it, I always cry because it's my therapy. Yeah. Suddenly I cry. Did this just turn off?
Yeah, it just, oh my God.
Yeah, growing up, I couldn't really express it also. So like I had to listen to it in secret.
Oh.
Yeah, so yeah, it's me now showing it to the world, yeah.
Okay.
And this another song, Reflection, which is, yeah, because
The Mulan.
yeah, exactly right. Who is that girl I see? So it's basically like not seeing yourself in the mirror or seeing something in the mirror that isn't you.
So on the days where you're like in a club and you don't really want to like bare your soul, what is your like confidence boosting go-to song?
I know I can do Shut Up and Drive. Oh. That's the one that I dropped from the ceiling. Yeah, that's the song that I dropped from the ceiling front. And Physical. Any upbeat song that can be like, that kind of works, and it is a crowd pleaser.
People like to see range.
Yes, range. Okay, sure, that's range.
Okay, wait, so what is the Singaporean drag scene like? Is it different from other countries? And like, how many drag queens are there? And like,
I think there are hundreds of drag queens in Singapore.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, but they're not maybe professional drag queens who do it on a regular, maybe 50.
Okay.
Yeah, but like those who do it full time, maybe less than 5.
Whoa.
Yeah, so the Singapore drag scene is, I would say it's blossoming. It is very eclectic. People do their own thing. And each country has their own different drag culture, you know, like the Balinese drag culture, not even countries, even
there's
islands.
Balinese drag culture.
Yeah, and that's different
so cool.
from Jakartan drag culture, different from Singapore. I would say all these, and even KL, right, the countries around us are very Muslim, so they do it very hush-hush in the underground.
Oh.
But yeah, in Thailand, it's so like, every day you can go watch a drag show. And it's so like, it's a whole economy industry. And in the Philippines, oh my God, it's so crazy. They have so many talented queens who can do everything I can do and more. It's so competitive there. Oh yeah, same for Taiwan. Serving cunt 24/7. In Singapore, there aren't very many platforms, but there are platforms made by queens for queens, kings for kings also.
Are there drag families in Singapore?
Very many. We would say drag houses. Yeah, so they are essentially families, they're chosen families.
So do most drag queens in Singapore start out by having a drag mother or like a mentor, or do they just show up?
Mix of both,
okay.
But like anyone, you can be a drag queen. You can literally just do drag.
Yeah,
I mean, we can put you in drag.
Oh my God, really?
Yes. I mean, you have such a full head of hair, and I know not to wear any wigs. So like, yeah. So if ever I had a drag house, it would be called the Tang Dynasty, the Tang Dynasty,
God.
right?
That's so good.
Yeah, I think most people start out with like joining competitions, and then getting recognized by the local house mothers, and then maybe getting adopted that way. That's one way. How I started was social media, and then I went in drag to as many drag shows as possible. I literally went up online like how to like get booked for shows and stuff like that. Yeah. So I just turned up in drag. People noticed me, and then they offered me like just one-off gigs. I'm like, that was my time to perform and show them what I got, because people thought I was just a look queen back then, because I didn't have very very many opportunities to perform. But most of my life I've been performing since I was 7 in martial arts and Chinese dance. So that's how I learned all my
No wonder you're
gymnastics
so
also.
flexible.
Previously lah. Now, oh my god, I could put my butt against my head and do a needle like back when I was younger.
You are joking.
Yeah, I can show you a picture. Yeah,
Oh
I did it at Pink
Okay,
Dot.
let's play it.
Of me.
Oh my god, now
here,
I'm so excited.
there it is. Oh wait, yeah.
My god.
This was like when I was losing my flexibility already. But
Dang.
yeah.
Indulge my curiosity.
Yeah.
Because I do feel like drag queens deserve to get paid because
course.
this is a lot of work. So do you guys get paid, or is it like a situation where it's like a comedy open mic where you just sign up and then you just go and perform to gain exposure?
It really depends. I think at any point in some creative journey, you have to maybe expose yourself to your talent to the world, and then maybe take unpaid gigs at the start, or like take gigs at a lower rate, and then build yourself from there, right? Yeah, there's also set market rates and set rates for certain establishments, events, that you'll get to know after a while. In general, like queens maybe participate in competitions, so they vie for a prize money that can go up to $7,000-8,000, by the way.
Oh my!
For the top prize.
Oh,
Second
that's pretty
prize can be
good.
3, 2, and 2,000 for the second and third. Respectively. So it's actually quite good money if you are that good. So for open mics, we do like a competition type of format where by audience applause, people cheer for their winner, and then they maybe get like a few $100s, $200. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So we try to compensate for the effort as well. Everyone knows each other. We know the effort that you put into your performances. And it's in the middle of the night, you have to like cab home that's like maybe like 25, 30, $40.
Would you ever want to open your own drag bar?
Actually, yes. That's okay, actually, then I lied about the previous answer because I think maybe this is one of my goals also, because I want to maybe open a bar like in a hotel, like because that was inspired because I went to House of Heels for the first time by Pangina Heels in Renaissance Hotel, and I thought it was a very elevated, seated experience. I think there is also a switch to professionalizing in the scene. Yeah, so we have an agency now. I think maybe the first drag agency helmed by Salome Black from the House of Black. It's called the Catch Us Move Queens, and it's CUM Queens. Yeah, Catch Us Move. It's a play on words. Yeah, it's a bit tongue-in-cheek. Yeah, tongue-in-cheek.
Okay.
And
do you have any other dreams, goals for the future for Opera Tang?
I think I want to do this for the rest of my life, I
Okay.
guess. But also, I want to champion some causes that are dear to me, like for the elderly, obviously for LGBTQ rights. Maybe just those two for now. I don't raise out so many. And also maybe elderly LGBTQ people. Yeah. To bring joy, entertainment, and awareness and visibility to these issues. Yeah.
That's really great.
Yes.
That's really cool.
Yeah, hopefully I can do this.
Cool.
Yeah.
I do have some other questions.
Okay.
What are some like internal myths or stereotypes that you've had about queerness that you've had to unlearn?
Me not knowing any trans people prior to doing drag, like not knowing them personally, like
Right.
as a friend, right? Because like these people are so on the sidelines of society and are not portrayed in media positively or even in a neutral light, right? I don't know very many trans people also because I was brought up Catholic also, and it's all very hush-hush. But these people are some of the most fun, loving people out there. I am ashamed that prior to doing drag, I did not see like trans people in the light that I see them today. And it's funny how that I come out as trans, non-binary also now. Also because maybe there's a lot of self-hate and a lot of there's a lot of repression of like feelings of like I can't be feminine. And then I look at people who express and live their truth, and I feel like, oh no, these are people that shouldn't be doing these things. So I don't see them in the same light as I do as other people. But so I had to unlearn all those like misogynistic and chauvinistic things that were just inherent in our society. But now I celebrate and champion them like 100%. And that's why I think prior to that, I was just trying to conform into this like majority race, cis, gay, Twinkie, Chinese, whatever the hell that was. And that was just suffocating. And after doing drag, after being exposed, after being relating, kikiing all these people are the ones that are living their life to the full, even if they are like not deemed, what's the word?
Like worthy.
Worthy.
Yeah.
In the eyes of society, right?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I had to unlearn all of that, and I'm so happy that I'm come to a place where I can be proud of who I am and the people I'm surround myself with. Yeah. Prior to doing drag, or maybe at the start of doing drag, right, when my parents found out that I was doing drag, I would say, right, at least I'm ashamed of this, and I would say that at least I'm not transgender, you know. So because this was me at a point in time thinking that like these people were less than because I was taught so, and I'm very ashamed of it because now I am. I'm living my truth because I have met people along the way who live their truth. I resonated with them, and this is, they are me and I am them, you know. I'm proud to say that I've unlearned, but also ashamed that it took me so long to unlearn. And I'm putting in the work to platform my sissies if they want to be, because they totally can do it themselves, but it's also very tiring for them because they are in the minority to keep on like doing that. But I feel like the majority of people should know a transgender person because they literally are just people.
Oh my god, they're the sweetest.
Yes, they are the sweetest, exactly.
Yeah.
And they're most beautiful. Yeah. And I'm trying to be like that. You know?
You are. Growing up, like, we are around the same age, right? Mm-hmm. Growing up around the 2000s, when we are limited to, you know, what we see on TV, and we're limited to the straight experience.
Because we didn't have social media then.
Yeah, we really didn't understand trans people and why they were the way they were. We just saw it as like kind of strange. And I think that by growing up, like being able to be exposed to the trans experience on social media and to hear it firsthand from someone just makes you feel so much closer to them. And it also makes you feel so much for them because like they've been through so much.
Yes.
So like I do have a couple of trans friends who have expressed like their struggle, because it's one thing to be gay, it's one thing to be lesbian, it's one thing to be queer. It's a whole other thing to feel like your body is not yours.
Exactly.
And to just feel like your entire life is limited to you playing a role that you didn't really sign up to play. Yeah. So and I also see sorry, I'm like getting a bit emotional.
No, my God, please.
I also see like the amount of joy and the amount of like openness that people have after they transition or after they come out.
Yeah.
So that's why I just feel like it's so important for people to like reckon with themselves and then also not be afraid to show the world.
Yeah.
Like of course like we can't rush people when to come out, because sometimes like for other people and for you especially, I think it took you this long because you needed time to reconcile your feelings about femininity and figuring out how to express it and having that journey like slowly unfold. Yeah, you're a flower.
Thank you. Hopefully one that can be preserved and like will be beautiful for a long time. Yeah, it's the gender euphoria that you were describing after they reconcile and like live their truth. This idea of gender euphoria is like also new to me, because I felt like I was just living this fuzzy, I don't know, fog of what I was trying to be prior to me realizing like this is what I want to do, this is who I am. And that really helped me in like finding my alignment with the universe. That's why I feel.
It's funny how like life can really feel quite different once you are aligned with the universe, right? Like you can do the same things and it can feel totally different.
Listening to you say that, I'm like, oh, do I feel the same way? Aligning in the universe, oh my goodness.
It's a thing though.
Yeah, it's major eye rolls, but yes, totally agree. Yes.
Well, the way that I see aligning with the universe, if we were to just like break down the woo-woo-ness of it all, is when there isn't unnecessary resistance with like your identity and how you have to operate in the world.
Okay, that's so clear and eloquently put.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not trans, so I don't know the trans experience and like the depth to that goes. But when you feel like you're not operating at your most authentic selves, it will always feel like something's a little bit off.
Yeah.
And you will spend more of your time and your energy via like intrusive thoughts or just feeling
Trying to mask
misaligned.
that. And
trying to mask that or trying to just figure out like what exactly is wrong. I had come to terms with my own queerness pretty young, like when I was in my teens.
Yeah.
But actually coming out and, you know, saying that on social media, like addressing it with my family, I don't think I actually did that until my early 20s. So like 10 years after I had
Which I
already
totally
sort of-
watched on YouTube, by the way.
Really?
Yes, oh my goodness.
God.
Yeah, when my sister introduced me to you, I was like, oh, okay, I love it that there's the queer Singapore representation on YouTube. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And you're so independent. I love that for you. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, I could never, but yeah. Yes.
Amma will disown you.
Yes. I was telling her just now that I was trying to move out during the pandemic, and then my grandmother told me that if you move out, I'm not going to cook for you.
Amma has you in a chokehold.
Yeah, it's a chokehold.
She's
yes.
like, I won't give you the sewing machine and I won't give you the
Yes.
laksa.
No laksa, no nothing. You can't come home. I don't even know who you are when you're coming back home.
Do you feel like doing drag and performing in your femininity has helped you build an immunity towards people who are like homophobic or transphobic, like people who like sort of place that negativity on you?
I think maybe this is more applicable to other queens who really their drag self and their out of drag self. But for me, sometimes because I put so much vulnerability and my authentic self into my drag, it goes so far and comes back all the way around, and I don't really care about these things anymore. But maybe at the start, when people like critique my drag, not really critique my drag, like put me down for doing drag, right? So I've also toughened my skin and thickened it through all the years of homophobia already. Yeah, people can totally see that I'm gay before I tell them that, right? Like they can smell it when I walk in the room. I need the validation, I need the metrics, right? The optics to continue this social media thing. But also in doing it already, it is a pat on my back, you know? Yeah, so it's very like delusional in my mind.
I love it.
So I think in that sense, it's healthy.
I do have some like fun quick fire questions.
Yes.
First one, dream collab, dead or alive, anybody.
Oh my God, it's the first person I'm thinking of is Jesus. I've never thought of this.
Really?
Yeah.
Manifested girl.
Dita Von Teese,
Okay, that's
Yeah.
a good one.
right?
That is a good one.
My first immediate thought was actually all the collabs with the queens around me in Singapore, because there's so much potential and excellence there already. But yeah, if I were to go out like full media, full blown, I think Dita Von Teese, yeah.
That's
Or
awesome.
maybe Amanda Lepore.
Oh.
Yeah,
That would be
I love
pretty sweet.
burlesque and like that. Yeah, showing the female body on full, regardless of your body shape, being confident in your body. Yeah, I love
Same.
it. Yeah.
I'm a big burlesque fan too.
Yes.
Biggest misconception that people have about drag queens.
All drag queens want to be women, or all drag queens are making fun of women, because the furthest thing that drag is misogynistic portrayals of women. Yeah, it is a celebration, so much of a celebration that we can poke fun at it as well, and in a very feminist way.
3 words you use to describe your out of drag self.
ADHD AF, loving.
Okay.
Loving is not the word I didn't want to. I didn't.
What was the word you didn't want to
I
use?
was gonna say empath. Oh my God, I choke at every. Okay, but I think I am, because I feel like I can just.
Pathetic is a good word.
Okay, empathetic. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And queer.
What is your favorite phrase from Amma that you also like live by, or that you also use, you also say?
了家了我, have you eaten?
Oh.
It's her way of saying I love you, right? Yeah.
What is your guilty pleasure on a bad day?
My guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
Desserts. I have a sweet tooth.
Really?
Yes.
What's your favorite?
I love ice cream. I love ramen raisin.
I know that the ramen raisin at others is really good.
Yes. I love others. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, next time I go over for laksa, I'll bring.
yes. Okay. Or we can just go over for Others Day or something.
Okay.
My best friends hate the raisin. It's in it, but I love it so
I
much.
love raisins.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I know it's a bit of
Sultan.
a, it's kind of like pineapple on pizza.
Yes.
Like, are we down for pineapple on pizza?
Yes, I love. Yes. Hawaiian is my favorite flavor. I'm so basic.
I also love
yes.
Hawaiian.
Yes. Okay.
Okay,
We're the same
sweet.
person.
That's how we
Yes. I see.
Yeah. Ooh, strangest thing that someone has said to you after a show.
I feel like after a show, I just run to the back room. I don't talk to people.
You don't
I'm
talk to
kidding.
anyone
No,
at
I do.
all.
It's like it's all smiles and stuff, and then people are drunk anyways, and then yeah.
Do people give you money?
Yeah, so they tip. So in we're trying to create this drag culture in Singapore where tipping is a thing.
Yeah.
But then again, it's not really within the culture to tip.
Yeah, it is in drag culture to tip, isn't it?
Yeah. So we're trying to like put it into the entrance fee. So you get like few tokens and then you tip that way. So that it's like like the culture being lived in a sense that's already paid for. So so it's more approachable that way.
He loves you. He's just gonna cuddle up.
Okay. This
You
way.
cuddle up with Papa, okay?
Hey, can I hold you like a baby?
Yeah. Cuddle, cuddle.
Okay.
Oh.
So I don't think there's anything strange that anyone has told me, but people online say the craziest shit.
Like what?
Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't say the craziest thing, but like one of the crazy things are like they want to meet me out in drag for a date. I'm like, I already have a boyfriend, right?
Oh.
I have a baby already, so I'm like, yeah. So I think it has happened more than once.
Wow. Yeah. Do you have other secret talents besides serving looks and then dropping from like 2.5 stories?
I don't know whether it's a talent. I don't know.
Are you like just giving it a beat before you drop like the craziest law about yourself? Because I feel like that's coming.
I don't think so. No, but I would say I'm double jointed, but that's people know that already. But I mean double jointed in the sense that I can dislocate my. Yeah, I can show you.
Oh my god!
But like I'm gonna show the world that I didn't button everything, but I can I can do this. Ah! You should go the other way. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god!
That's not a talent. That's a party trick. Yeah, but yeah, you saw all the buttons that were not buttoned.
That's okay. That's okay. We're at home.
Yes. I'm already about to de-drag. I'm halfway through de-dragging, taking off my wig already. I hope that's a talent.
I think
I have nothing else to offer. Yes.
Okay, now let's move on to the heartwarming questions to wrap it all up. Okay. How do you personally define success? Not just in drag, but like in life.
Before doing drag and before finding my alignment in the universe, I would say, as a typical Singaporean, right, is to get like housing, stable career and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But now I feel like my purpose in life is to live life, full stop. Adjacent to that is to live life as well as other people can, or make it as easy for others. I feel like that's my purpose in life, and that's my mission in life, I guess, yeah.
So what's your hope for the queer and the drag community at large in Singapore?
I think inherently to be queer, right, there should be some opposition and tension with the majority. But then again, I want it to be so normalized that people understand that there is a different sect of society that are so creative, so out of this world, that they can celebrate also and have all the same rights so that they can flourish and excel to their full potential. Yeah, I want a home for myself in the same way and the same ease and accessibility as my straight counterparts can get. Under $7,000. Yeah, under $7,000. Of monthly income.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that like subsidy. You know, I do property on the side also.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, I have seen the amount of subsidies that some couples can get. And I'm just like, wow, like we could be homeowners right now.
Yes, exactly, oh my god.
Where do you see the future, as this is very lame, but where do you see the future of drag in Singapore? And like, what role would you like to play a part in?
More drag shows, more drag artistry and prevailing in different forms, not just within the bars, but also more bars, drag bars, right? So there's more competition, more flourishing, I guess. Continue sharing my story and my life experiences through drag. So I'm really going with the flow.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't want to like pressure myself that much anymore. Yeah, as long as people want to continue to watch and relate, I will continue doing it.
Cool. And if people want to catch drag performances and support you girls, where can we go?
For now, Catch Us Move party, our monthly parties. We just wrapped up a whole round of Gaga themed parties. Riot Drag Show, of course, the only regular drag review in Singapore. Just stay tuned for another drag bar that's going to be popping up real soon. I can't say too much.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll look out for it. We're so excited for it. And thank you so much, Opera,
Thank
for
you so
coming
much for
on
having
the
me,
show.
babes. Oh my god, I felt so connected with you.
Yeah, same.
And even more so now. This is the church of Opera Tang right now.
I love it. Hey, I'm signing up to be part of the Tang Dynasty.
Yes. Oh, there'll be auditions.
Yeah. I can sing, I can dance.
You can take out the sewing machine now and then you can talk after that. Yeah.
All right, okay, time for my audition, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will leave all of Opera's links down below.
Thank you so much.
Yay!
Let's eat.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, let's order some food.
Yes.
What the taco?
Okay. Can I have lipstick
come
on? I
here.
got lipstick. Maybe
Taco.
poisonous to you.
He's obsessed with you. The
I
more you
know.
touch him, the more.
Is it because I am a biological male?
He just thinks you're so pretty.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I'll just. You sit here.
Come,
You sit here.
you-
You sneeze on
Sit
me.
here, sit here, baby.
He. Oh, I'm a. You like he hims, and that's why when.
It's okay. We can just keep it rolling.
Welcome to the Brandon Show. My bedroom now, it's not a room. It's a warehouse, and then I have a mattress, like a Follower mattress thing that can.
You're joking.
No, really. Drag is my life now.
He's okay.
You're so beautiful.
He's not so shy. He's so soft, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I love it. This is what non-toxic, positive masculinity. Yes. And then you're showing your thing to the world.
What the taco? Okay, what's your guilty pleasure on a
Oh my
bad
god,
day?
she just flashed her. Like the
Don't
asshole
worry.
is just breathing.
Oh yeah, his baba is.